What a doozy. I did a video yesterday about this bill in the Minnesota Senate that is forwarded out of committee to have a closer look, to change the definition within Minnesota statute to make Trump derangement syndrome an actual mental illness. And I tell you what, I'm just going to play like a minute and a half of video I did yesterday. If you want to go see it, here's the thumbnail. You can go find it. But this gives kind of the context of what we're talking about here, because this Republican, one of these guys that I said, remember these names, I said, I picked only one to talk about blah, blah, blah. One of them got arrested yesterday for soliciting sex, prostitution from a child. Yeah. The guy who is setting his attention to Trump derangement syndrome and the mental illness of liberals got arrested hours, maybe minutes after my video posted yesterday about this. Watch this from yesterday. Minnesota Republicans introduced bill to classify Trump derangement syndrome as a mental illness. Quote, "We are simply trying to help those who don't realize they have a mental illness," said Senator Nathan Wesenberg, one of the authors of the bill. A group of Minnesota Senate Republicans have introduced a bill to classify Trump derangement syndrome as a mental illness. The bill, Senate File 2589, is being carried by Republican Senators Eric Lucero. Remember these names, by the way. I was going to go through and put together slides of all of the insane things these people have said and done, but it proved to be a far longer task than I had originally thought. Just up front, this Lucero guy, the very first guy they mentioned, spoke at a rally to promote storming the Capitol while they watched on a live feed of the insurrection taking place and cheering it on. That's what this guy is. This is a guy who rambles about conspiracy theories, about chemtrails, and the most wacky shit you've ever heard. And he is at the tip of the spear here on this nonsense. Here are the names again. Senators Eric Lucero, all Republicans, by the way, Steve Drazkowski, Nathan Wesenberg, you just heard about, Justin Eichorn, and Glenn Gruenhagen. Is that how to say it? Yeah. Justin Eichorn. That's the name that you should remember, because this happened yesterday.
Breaking news right now. A Minnesota state senator just arrested, accused of soliciting a minor for prostitution. 40-year-old Senator Justin Eichorn is a Republican representing Grand Rapids. Bloomington police say that detectives posed as a 16-year-old girl and arranged to meet with him in Bloomington. Well, he was arrested after arriving in the area of the meeting spot. Eichorn was booked into the Bloomington jail, charges pending now with the Hennepin County Attorney's Office. And the Bloomington Police Chief Booker Hodges is saying in a statement, quote, "As a 40-year-old man, if you come to the Orange Jumpsuit District looking to have sex with someone's child, you can expect that we're going to lock you up." We did reach out to the Senate Minority Leader, Mark Johnson. He told us he is just getting this information himself. He says he plans to have a full comment for us later in the day. Senate Majority Leader Erin Murphy releasing her own statement now, saying in part, "The felony allegation against Senator Eichorn is deeply disturbing and raises serious questions that will need to be answered by the court, as well as his caucus and constituents."
These people, they talk about mental illness and ridding our society of save the children and the QAnon nonsense and the hypocrisy of everything they claim. And it extends to his campaign ads even. He appears in his campaign ads with his family. "Oh, all my kids are all around me. These are the priorities, my family values," as he's trying to have sex with a child. Allegedly. Here is a little smattering from a campaign ad.
Hi, I'm Justin Eichorn, your state senator, representing Itasca, Cass, and Beltrami counties. We've accomplished a lot over the last 4 years. Increasing funding for our local schools, keeping our health care costs down, and actually cutting taxes for families like yours and mine. But there's a lot more to do. So I'm running for another term in the Minnesota Senate. Every Sunday night during session, I say goodbye to my wife and kids and make the 3-hour trek to St. Paul to fight for our way of life, because day after day, it is under attack from Metro liberals. I'm Justin Eichorn, and I want to keep serving as your state senator, and I need your vote on November 3rd. And you can count on me to keep fighting for our way of life.
And you can count on me to keep fighting for your way of life, says Justin Eichorn. You're fighting for your way of life, aren't you, Justin? As you put forward bills about TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. I think maybe you should look within. You should search your soul and your deeply held religious convictions, and maybe follow the directives of your Savior, Jesus Christ, who talks about taking the plank out of your eye before seeking to take the speck out of your neighbor's eye, your brother's eye. Because you got a big old plank in your eye, brother. If convicted, if found guilty, what do you think the punishment should be for someone? And by the way, if you think this is the first time and he's never been successful in soliciting sex from a child, you're a little naive, and you're giving the benefit of the doubt to an individual who does not deserve it. These people are liars and hypocrites and a danger to our communities, and yet they have the gall, the temerity to put forth bills talking about how we have a certified mental illness because of our love of country and our objection to what is taking place at the hands of Donald Trump and the rest of these predators. But this is what happens when you have an adjudicated rapist as president of the United States, who surrounds himself with adjudicated rapists, credibly accused rapists. He invites Conor McGregor to the White House. What are you doing, MAGA? What are you doing? Anyway, what do you think? I invite you to this conversation. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Please consider, especially on videos like this that are very likely to be demonetized because you say certain things a number of times and YouTube's like, nope. We're not putting ads on that. So if you would help me produce these videos, help keep the lights on around here, defray production costs, you can become a channel member right here on YouTube. Click the join button below and see what's involved. For $1.99, you can help produce these videos. You can also go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I am all over social media at Dollemore. I'd love to see you, and I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine and take care of one another.